Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's briefing on our recently announced programs that will provide more than just about $2 billion to strengthen the specialty crops sector. My name is John Berge. I am the Farm Service Agency's Acting Deputy Administrator for Farm Programs, and I'll be your moderator this afternoon. I want to first say thank you for joining us today, and I'd like to thank all the farmers, ranchers, and stakeholders joining us from across the country that are part of this important briefing. We're going to begin today with a few remarks from Undersecretary of Agriculture for Marketing and Regulatory Programs, Jenny Moffitt, who will provide an update on the department's specialty crop competitiveness initiative effort, with this announcement being the latest step. The Farm Production and Conservation Mission Area Chief of Staff, Tim Gannon, will provide an overview of the programs announced and speak to how this will help producers who grow fruits, vegetables, nuts, and other specialty crops recover from recent hurricanes and other weather events. We'll also have a chance to answer a few questions after our remarks. To ask a question, please type your question in the compose box at the bottom of the Q&A pane, and then click on the arrow to submit. If you prefer to ask your question anonymously, your name will be optional and you can leave it blank. Then select the post as anonymous before you send your question. Before we begin, just a few reminders about Microsoft Teams live event functions. Teams live event allows us to share one-way video and audio with you. If you would like to turn on closed captions, select the captions and subtitles on in your video controls. If you need to pause the meeting, click the pause button found in the lower left corner of your screen. You can then click the button again to play from where you left off and jump to real time by clicking live, which is located next to the play button. We are recording this session in case you experience technical difficulties, and for any people who are unable to attend today's events, we will make that recording available on farmers.gov in the next few days. Now join me in welcoming my friend, Undersecretary Moffitt. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, John, and it's a pleasure to be on with everyone here to be able to give a little bit of background, as John mentioned, on the Specialty Crop Competitiveness Initiative. So by way of introduction, I am Jenny Lester Moffitt, Undersecretary for Marketing and Regulatory Programs. And about a year ago, Secretary Vilsack announced the Specialty Crop Competitiveness Initiative. This initiative is a whole of USDA approach. It brings all of our mission areas, all of our agencies at USDA together to really look comprehensively at the work that we do in support of and in partnership with specialty crop producers around the nation. This is really recognizing the uniqueness of specialty crop productions. There's a whole host of different unique issues that specialty crop producers have. When we announced the Specialty Crop Competitiveness Initiative last year, we also released at that point an online directory that had a comprehensive resources of the different ways in which we have programs across USDA. Whether it is in the agricultural marketing services or the Farm Services Agency, or of course also in our research areas as well, and all really across the board. We released this online resource directory, but the big thing we heard is that there's more opportunity. There's more ways in which we at USDA can really comprehensively support producers. We launched into a series of listening sessions around the country. In many states, particularly high specialty crop states, to listen to producers and folks in state government about what are the ways in which we at USDA, through the existing pathways that we have, can really support and increase our support for specialty crop producers. We heard things about labor challenges. We heard things about, of course, different winter chill and heat issues and wildfire smoke and all of these different issues that really affect specialty crop producers very uniquely. Pest challenges is another big one that we heard a lot about. Water and water availability, a whole host of different issues, but certainly marketing is one in which we heard over and over and over again, a way in which we need to continue to be able to find ways in which we can support. So I am really pleased. AMS, of course, has the specialty crop block grant program and the multi-state specialty crop program, which are really important for addressing a lot of these marketing needs. But I'm really pleased with the announcement that we also have made through the Farm Services Agency to support producers. So it is my pleasure now to pass it over to Tim Gannon, who is the Chief of Staff for the Farm Production and Conservation Mission Area, to talk further about this announcement. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Undersecretary Moffitt. And I want to start by saying that we announced this yesterday. More details will be forthcoming as we get closer to being able to announce the sign up for this. But want to share with you, just some very high level items. We stood this program up really in response to specialty crop growers who suffered increased marketing costs, higher risks of declining domestic markets, and other challenges in crop year 2024. USDA is leveraging the borrowing authority of the Commodity Credit Corporation to provide up to $2 billion in financial assistance to support specialty crop producers to implement what we are calling the Marketing Assistance for Specialty Crop Growers, or MASC program. MASC will provide specialty crop producers with financial assistance that will help them engage in activities that aid in expanding domestic specialty crop markets or in developing new markets for their crops. Specialty crop growers have typically faced higher marketing and handling costs relative to non-specialty crop producers due to the tenderness and perishability of fruits, vegetables, floriculture, nursery crops, and herbs. The program is designed to provide a one-time payment as a form of marketing assistance to these growers. We are targeting early December for MASC sign up with a very short application period. So we're going to be looking for your help to share information and spread the word on this once applications are open, with our goal to have payments going out in January. The Farm Service Agency here at USDA is ramping up their outreach efforts, which includes a target postcard mailing when the program sign-up period begins to specialty crop producers that are a part of the Farm Service Agency's customer database. And program eligible specialty crops, producer eligibility, payment eligibility, and the specified sign-up period will be published in the notification of funds availability, the NOFA, in the Federal Register. And like I said, we are targeting early December for that so that we can open applications at that point in time. And I think we are ready for questions now. Any have come in the chat, but thank you for joining us today. And as I said, we will have more information on this as we get closer to application sign up.
Tim, I don't see any questions in the chat as of yet. We can certainly wait for a little while to see if anybody would like to submit those. We would be happy to try to answer those today. As Tim mentioned, we are still targeting NOFA publication in the next few weeks, hopefully also a sign up shortly thereafter. So our details are limited at this point as that process continues, but any questions at all? Bianca, seeing none or hearing none, I'm wondering if we might be able to give everyone a little bit of time back on their calendars.
Yes, sir. I think that would be appropriate. We can go ahead and move to closeout. Thank you.
Well, I just very quickly, thanks again for joining us this afternoon. I hope that this information is helpful. The release did go out yesterday. Oh, Bianca, go ahead.
Yes, sir. We actually did have a couple questions come in. Yeah, so I can go ahead and read some of those out to you. What entities are eligible to apply for profit, nonprofit, etc.?
I'm going to turn that question over to Jamie and Kim on the Deputy Administrator for Farm Programs team, just to make sure that I don't mess up the answer. So Jamie or Kim, would it be possible for you to react to that? Oh, they're not speakers, I'm told. So my apologies. If we could come right back to that one, Bianca, let's go to the other one, the payment structure mirroring any past or previous emergency programs. We are generally basing this or trying to base it on some of the operational status of the CFAP 2 program, utilizing those same type of revenue bins in order to calculate payments for folks. But again, that is all still part of the NOFA clearance process, but that is how we are working on this. Back to the original question on the profit and nonprofit front, both of those types of entities are eligible to apply. It looks like we have some others. Tree nut producers are eligible to participate. To answer that question, I don't know if you all can see these, so let me just read them as they go. Will tree nut producers be eligible to participate? The answer to that question is yes. Can you talk a little bit about the Commodity Storage Assistance Program? Oh, I'm sorry. A high-level overview of the program parameter, what activity can the money be used for? These funds are provided to producers to help offset marketing costs. The intent here is in that offset that those producers could then be able to utilize either these funds or funds that have been freed up by offsetting those costs to expand their own marketing opportunities for their production. So, but aside from that, there are no real parameters on the program. The next item, can you talk a little about the Commodity Storage Assistance Program and how it is connected? It's not directly connected to this, even though it was included in the same press release that we put out yesterday. We are going to be announcing a NOFA for the Commodity Storage Assistance Program to aid those that have had commercial storage damaged by natural disaster going back to 2021 and all the way through the end of this year, December 31st, 2024, to aid in the reestablishment of storage for those producers that lost that opportunity. That is going to be repurposing $40 million and then adding an additional $100 million from CCC Authority for that purpose. Bianca, I'm sure I am missing a few of these, so forgive me.
No worries at all.
Let me see where will there be any matching requirement? I'm presuming that the matching requirement is for the Commodity Storage Assistance Program. Given that NOFA is still in development, I'm going to defer on answering that thus far. There a question about AGI limits. I believe that will be for this MASC program. Again, that is still part of the NOFA development, so I don't know that I can get into specifics about AGI requirements. Tim, if you want to interject on any of these items that I'm going to defer on, you're obviously more than welcome to.
No, John, I mean, I'll just jump back in. As I said, we will invite folks back for another conversation when we are able to get into more details. Today is pretty high level. We just wanted to outline a little more than what was in the press release yesterday and kind of give you a time frame so that you know when to plan to hear back from us so we can answer more specific questions.
I will, that last question, will there be requirements regarding the timing of using the funds once dispersed? That's not something that we are contemplating at this time, so there will be no timing issue with that. Award ranges, I think I'm going again to defer until our NOFA is fully developed. The issue is we just don't want to share something that is still in development and then have it change. So that will be something that we will address once the NOFA is published here in just a few weeks. I feel like we may have satisfied or maybe not satisfied, but at least gave an interim response on most of these questions that have been provided here, Bianca. I would imagine everyone that's joining as part of the stakeholder audience, we will be back in touch here in 2 or 3 weeks once publication is imminent and provide a lot more of the granular detail that you're looking for here today. So if you could stay tuned on that, that would be very helpful.
That sounds like a good plan, John. Thank you.
There was a question about domestic and international markets. This is designed to support existing domestic markets and expand domestic markets as that is required for the use of the CCC authority.
And if we want to touch back on questions later, as you mentioned, in the coming weeks, if there's no other questions that you'd like to address today, then we can move to the closeout portion.
Well, again, thank you very much for joining. I am hopeful that this information was helpful. I know that there's still a lot of outstanding questions for you all that we will work to address as we get closer to publication. Again, if you had technical difficulties or if there's someone that could not join that is in your universe that you'd like to share this with, this recording will be posted on farmers.gov in the coming few days, and we'll look forward to having our follow-up presentation here in 2 or 3 weeks. I want to give a special thank you to Undersecretary Moffitt. Jenny, thank you for joining us. Tim, thanks for providing the preview, and thanks to my team for helping keep me straight on the questions. John and Bianca and others from Outreach, really grateful for your help as well.